Hey everyone, Aussie VIking do a video of my thoughts on Mass Effect Andromeda. I got the EA access of it, and I've been playing around 7 to 8 hours. I haven't got much left of the trial, and I just want to say my thoughts. First of all, it looks great. It looks fantastic. It looks pretty damn good. I'm not too ragged up on graphics because I'm hoping that they do obviously on Xbox, when the Scorpio comes out, they go, guess what? Scorpio patch. So I really hope they do that. I'm really hoping they do that because it looks good, but there are times where I'm like, oh man, it could look better, but it's nothing to really go home about, right? So let's talk familiarity. So the familiarity of it is it's more Mass Effect 1 than it is 2 and 3. Mass Effect 2 and 3 basically took the fat of number 1 and cut it down, so it's very more linear to an extent. Mass Effect 1 was more open than 2 and 3. Mass Effect Andromeda is more like Mass Effect 1, where it's very open, there's a lot of fat there, but it's well done fat, you know, it's nothing to get annoyed about. It's quite fun, it's quite interesting, the world feels great, the characters, it's really good. Now, first and foremost, this feels like a Mass Effect game. The characters are great and interesting, they have some great personalities, they talk a lot, they're fun, it's really, really fun. I'm really enjoying it. We'll talk about that later. We'll go to the gameplay. Gameplay is fantastic. It's basically a third-person Halo 5, but you know, with better characters and a story that actually goes somewhere and doesn't just cut off when it gets interesting. Another thing is the world. So far, because it's being a trial, you only get up to the first planet, where you go to the first planet, you get just before the end of the main quest in the first planet, and that's it. Now, we can do side quests, but there are areas in the side quests where it's got, what's it called? It's got like environmental hazards. Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3. Tier 3 gets you down a lot. Even when you're in a Mako, it really drags you down. So there are missions where I can't get to Tier 3. Now, you can't upgrade yourself to be able to get a lot better there, but I haven't done that because it seems like you need the full game to do that. You can get a lot of supplies and resources to upgrade these sort of things, which is great. It's definitely there, but it feels like you need more planets to go to and more upgrades and stuff, which will obviously come, I think, way down the line when you've got the full game. But so far, it's great, and I'm really getting a whole Metal Gear Solid 5 build Diamond Dogs up sort of idea here, because the theme of it is really great. Like, the first level when you come in and it's like, you need to survive and we need to like expand ourselves and stuff and bring everything together. I'm like, yes, it's so good sci-fi. It's good sci-fi premise, and it's really good sci-fi overway every day. Wow, is it good, and it's really exciting to where it's going to go next. And even though I thought, I could play the 10 hours and wait an extra week until it comes out, because it's the 23rd, I think, in Australia or something like that, I can't. I've got like 2-3 hours left, and I want to do more, but I can't because of the areas that I'm in, and some of them are locked behind finishing that last mission, but you can't do until you get the full game. But what I have experienced, it's fantastic. The Tempest is amazing. There's no load times. You're in there. There might be like one initial load where doors will go around in circles and stuff, but other than that, you're fine. Once that initial load is done, you can walk around and doors just automatically open. And I feel like the Tempest is better than Normandy. It's not as big, but it's more accessible and it's got better, beautiful vistas. So when you're on the deck, big giant window, we can see everything. It looks beautiful, and there's a different theme of it every time you go to a different galaxy. And then on your quarters, which is just below the deck, it's the same again. And then you've got all these windows you can look out of. It feels like you're really a part of a ship. And one thing I noticed is characters walk around. So you'll see them walk around, interact with things, stop, go somewhere else. They don't just appear. You know, you don't just leave, come back, and they're just in a different place, and they just stand there static. A lot of the times they will get up and move around, and even sometimes move like couches and stuff with them as well, which really adds to the depth of the universe. And it's so good. The hard part I have is the customization. It works, but there's a lot of mechanics in this game that they don't talk about. It's basically like Zelda Breath of the Wild, where it just shoots you in here and you got to figure it out for yourself. Good or bad, it depends who you are. I liked it, but since this was a 10-hour thing, I didn't want to spend all my time on it, because I didn't want to be like, I finally understand it 3 hours in and I've only got 7 hours left to do everything else, you know. There's a lot of stuff there. Multiplayer, I haven't tried. I am hoping, I heard a rumor that once the 10 hours are done, you can still play multiplayer, which you can unlock stuff for single player in that, which I hear is good. Only downside I have with multiplayer is, apparently, from what I could see, there's microtransactions. Fuck that. It's EA though, what'd you expect? But fuck that. I'm staying away from that shit. I don't care. Anything else? Well, I don't know, because this is my first game in a while where it's been the main game. Every other game I bought, like Dragon Age Inquisition, was the Game of the Year edition. So everything, all the patches and stuff were in that. So all the bad stuff were kind of patched away and just shoved over, right? Probably not in this game. I do think that some patches later on will add a few new things. I don't know what. I'm interested to see what it is, because it's a really good universe, and it really opens up, and it's really making me go, okay, this should be interesting. Another thing is there's wildlife on the planets now, which you can scan and stuff like that, and they can attack you and stuff, but they're not always, and it's really interesting. You've got bugs, you've got flying things in the air, and it's like, oh, yeah, it's good. And the characters, again, fantastic, great interactions. I can't wait to just open up more and see who they are, truthfully, because so far, you really get to know who they are. Especially Cora, your second in command. She's great. She's my girl. She's like my writer's main girl. Like, I'm hitting that. I'm gonna hit that in a good way. You know, my writer's in there, sort of. But yeah, it's really interesting. What else? There's a lot to go through. Funny enough, the Citadel type area is really good. It's quite open too. I think it kind of has an idea that later on, when you've unlocked certain things and upgrades, that it'll open up more. It feels like that's going to happen, but I can't say whether or not that's true or not, because we haven't gotten that far. Another thing is side quests. So I was always saying I cannot wait because Witcher 3 came out and a lot of games are taking that. This RPG has taken that. I've done 3-4 side quests, and they've all been different, they've all been interesting, and they've all been fun, and they've all had that twist that I've been looking for. Now, whether things happen, because when you make a decision, whether that has some consequences later on, I don't know, but it seems like they will, because it does say when you're in a loading screen, there will be consequences for your actions. So that's really interesting to see what those consequences will be. Another one is the brother and sister thing. So, not to go into spoilers, but actually, we'll leave the brother and sister thing. Don't need to. I will say this. There are some cameo sort of shepherd stuff, because at the start of the game, you get to choose who your shepherd was. I couldn't find anything about getting your Mass Effect 3 or Mass Effect Trilogy save file imported into this, but you can choose if you wanted a male or female shepherd. So there are some like references to shepherd and stuff, because I think this takes place between Mass Effect 1 and 2 or between Mass Effects 2 and 3. I think it's one of those. It might be one of those. I can't fully remember. I'm not the best with the timelines. And I think that's it. I'm trying to think, because there is a lot to talk about. I can't think. Oh, Mako. Mako is really good. You can upgrade it. There's a wheel mode where you can go fast, and if you have to go up like steep hills, you can change it to 6-wheel mode, which it goes up hills and you get a boost and stuff. You can jump. You can get upgrades for its shields and, you know, more rev and stuff. You get mods as well for your guns, which were in Mass Effect 3 and I think 2. So you can add stuff to your guns, and yeah, it works. It works really, really well. Now, yeah, sorry about that. Little cut. Was trying to remember stuff. Couldn't remember it, but it was something important. I know it was, but anyway. Overall, Mass Effect Andromeda, from what I have played, has been fantastic. I want more. And I know it's going to finish either today or tomorrow as I record this. I'm going to finish the trial, and I'm going to stop, and that's going to be it. And I want more. I'm going to want more, but I can't have more, and I have to wait a week. But I know that once I get everything, I'm going to be really, really happy. This whole game feels complete already, and I cannot wait. It's got great side quests. The characters are just spot on. They feel great to the Mass Effect universe. The Tempest is an awesome ship, and I think I like it more than Normandy because it's more open. There's a more Mass Effect 1 view to it, because you are, you know, coming down, and you got all these alien things coming in. It's very new, because it is very new. You've got new enemies, which is, you know, it's not too bad. It's not, the enemies aren't too bad. They work pretty well, but the gameplay shines here. I remembered it now. So, side quests. You do get good ones, and there are some where it's like you got to scan 15 and stuff, sort of stuff like that, but so far that's only 2 quests, and I haven't been able to actually complete them because of the fact that some of those side quests we've got to scan stuff in areas where I can't get to, or they're in an area where you have to go underground into this certain area, like an alien vault type thing, but I can't get there because that's part of the main story, or at least the area that unlocks is part of the main story. Now, I don't know if it's like, oh, you come down here to scan and something else opens up, you know, if you find something that starts another quest chain or something. I don't know if that happens. I hope it does. It might not. I don't know. But it could be something that happens in the future, so I'm not going a bit too crazy on that. But overall, yeah. I mean, Mass Effect Andromeda is great, and I want to continue playing more. It's so addicting. I want to continue playing more, but I can't because there's so much depth to it that I'm going to need more than 2-3 hours in what I've got left. So that's annoying. But if you're on the edge of it, I would say it's a good game. You will enjoy it. And yeah, if you are going to get it, from what I heard, PS Pro is going to be the best version, and PC, of course, if you can run it on PC. From what I also hear, that is that there might be a Scorpio patch. I don't know. I'm hoping, because I'm going to get a Scorpio, so all these games can just get a lot better. It looks great as it is, but I'm kind of wondering what it look like in like 4K or 1080p Ultra on maybe 60 frames a second on Scorpio. Who knows? Anyway, that's my view on things. Aussie Viking out. I want to play more, but I can't. Yeah. Anyway, Aussie Viking out. Some Valor. Bye.